Day number 62, outside of Temple Coffee. About to go in, do a little bit of work. I'm not going to drink any coffee though, because I got some blood work to do today. So, you know, when I get my blood work done, I try not to drink any coffee. I try to fast. No training of any kind was done yesterday, just a day of travel. I've done a lot of blood work before where I've just said F it and like lifted, and even eaten and stuff, but it throws the blood work off so out of whack that you just don't get any reading that you can measure it up to. It's very difficult. I actually wish that I wish people knew more about what your blood work is supposed to look like after you trained and under normal circumstances and conditions. I've had some friends who've suggested like, hey, just always get it done under like whatever you normally would do, but it's like varied so much that it's hard. Like I've had my C-reactive protein be like crazy, like through the roof, and that's that's a marker of inflammation, and it's not supposed to be very healthy to have that high. However, it can be thrown off sometimes from having a cold, or it can be thrown off by like this or that. And so, you know, you want to try to make sure that and no one really knows, right? Like everybody I communicate with, even though they're high level, like no one knows. No one knows for certain, you know, because there's so many variables involved in all this. So I just try to get it done the way I'm supposed to get it done. So I'll train later today, probably get in some lifting. I kind of feel like doing some squats again, keeping those squats going, but my neck is feeling a little weird, so I might do something a little easier. I might do more like a back workout today. I have a chiro appointment tomorrow, actually right across the street right there. Bing! And that should help out a little bit. Yeah, work out some of the kinks. Anyway, you know, I've been getting blood work done. People ask about my blood work all the time. I shot a video. It's supposed to end up on this channel too. I don't know if we put it up there yet. It hasn't gone up on this channel yet, but it's on the Super Training channel. And I sat down with Dr. Baker and Paul Saladino, and they examined my blood work. So if you're interested, you know, go over there and check that out. It's not that old. It was shot, you know, fairly recently, so you guys can check that out and look at that. But I'm getting more blood work done. Been getting it done for the last several years, and just always try to improve it. Always try to, you know, you kind of always find a flaw. You always find something that's a little off, and then you say, oh yeah, you know what, I've been kind of an idiot. I haven't been sleeping that great again recently, and then so you work on that. Sometimes some supplements can help with kidneys or liver, or you know, these readings that get to be a little bit off. You want to try to address them as soon as possible. Sometimes even just small adjustments in the diet. You know, more recently I've been on a keto and carnivore style diet for quite some time now, so there's usually not too much adjustment with that, but sometimes it might be, you know, eat a little less fat, or, you know, try to get in some different types of fats, experiment and see what works. At the end of the day, you know, everyone's an amateur. It doesn't matter what you have after your initials, because as I may have pointed out to some of you before, people like Charles Darwin were considered amateurs. You know, they're not doctors and stuff, and they my point is on that is that anyone, any of us, could be me, could be you, any of us have the right to experiment, and any of us have the right to end up, you know, finding information and then helping to create some knowledge that can be passed on to other people that could be really useful. And so it doesn't matter what your, you know, social status is. It doesn't matter what school you went to or what school you didn't go to. What matters is that you experiment, that you try new things, you play around with it, you see what works, and the things that work you keep, and the things that don't work you disregard, a la Bruce Lee. All right, well, I'm going to hop in here and get a little work done. It'll be hard to smell the coffee but not drink any. And then I'll be off and get my blood work done. 3 Flying Dutchmen, please.
3 Flying Dutchmen?
Yep. And that'll be it.
Yeah, for me, 98, please.
The old Flying Dutchman. People are always asking about like mustard and different things like that. go for it, man. Remember what I said earlier. You know, this is something to keep in mind on any diet that you're on. Whatever way, I'll say this a million times, whatever way you have to figure out how to eat less, if your body weight or body composition is a problem, then do it. Okay? That includes having a Diet Coke. That includes having a Monster Energy drink. That includes having coffee with cream in it. Like, whatever way that you can help to control your body weight, I'd like you to go for it. One exception would be that if you're new to this style of eating, I would love for you to be very strict with this style of eating for at least a week or two to get it down. But again, remember what I always say too, is that I don't want you to try the carnivore diet and reduce the amount of food that you're eating at the same time. If you're new to it, then I advise that you be strict, and I advise that you eat as much as you want in the beginning. As you go through the diet, I would start to employ some change and say, you know what, F it, I'm going to have a Diet Coke, a Diet Pepsi, a Coke Zero. I still don't advise drinking those things often, but having them here and there, not a huge problem. You want pickles on your In-N-Out burgers? Whatever way is going to help you to eat less, go for it. Again, except for in those beginning stages, I think it's important to implement some strictness and just try to hang in there for as long as you can with that. Is that a potato? It's weird. Why is there randomly a potato out here? I get 2 cheeseburgers.
Just, what would you like on that?
Just cheese.
Just the cheese and the bun and the...
No bun.
Do you want them in a bowl?
Yes. The patty might look a little bit bigger. I'm not sure. No, they look about the same. They're about the same. They're both kind of lame. Anyway, I like the taste of that one a lot. Now it's time to taste this guy. This guy isn't as melted on there as those are. That's some good stuff. Threw in an extra rep. That's it, right? I want it to be a secret.
You're shuttling glycogen back into your muscles, and you look like a bodybuilder. I don't know, your diet's
You're not
good.
just saying that.
You're not just carnivore now. You got some carbs the last, like, at least 10 days. I know you're in Mexico. Carbs, probably in the form of alcohol, snuck into your diet.
There has been a little bit of alcohol. I'm on the John Cena diet.
Shut the fuck up. What does that mean?
My carbs only come from alcohol.
That's good. Sometimes if you're trying to restrict, you'll replace your carb food with carb booze and not add the carb food back in like that. That helps. But
Our resident scientist, Tom File, ladies and gentlemen.
they give scientists a bad name.
Experimental,
I'll try things, as we all will.
applied science.
Whatever you're doing is working. That's what a bodybuilder looks like right there. Because when you're all carnivore, you're not shuttling glycogen.
You hear that, Jay Cutler? You paying
So,
attention?
when you're pure carnivore, you're not shuttling glycogen into your muscles 24/7.
I took a In-N-Out burger
Okay.
and a Five Guys burger.
No, you didn't.
I put one on top of the other.
Dangerous. What happened? You all right?
I think I've become world famous.
still here?
But I don't eat the bun. No buns, no fries, no carbs. There's no carbs going on over here.
I don't believe that. I don't believe it. In the last 10 days, you've been getting carbs. There's no way this happened without carbs.
Nope.
I don't believe that. Sorry. Tortillas? Mexico? Refried beans?
Nope.
Chips? You told me wine.
Wine, yep. I had probably in the course of the 3 days, probably like 4 glasses of wine.
No other carbs for real. That's about, I don't believe that.
Tequila. A little bit of tequila.
That doesn't really work. I mean, it counts, but it doesn't
There's a
work.
lot of salt. I had a lot of salt and everything.
Sodium could have helped a little bit with this look.
And protein.
How do you go to Mexico without eating any carbs? What the fuck?
It's a
Shit.
war on carbs. Doesn't matter where we're at.
Oh, shut up. Shut up.
So, the Arnold is canceled. Absolutely wild. Absolutely mind-boggling. Life goes on, right? It's day number 62 of the Carnivore Diet. And whether the coronavirus is going on or not, doesn't matter what's going on out there in the world, I'm still going to get my lifting going, and I'm still going to eat my meat. Hopefully, I really do hope that the coronavirus isn't anything too serious, but man, there's more and more things being canceled all the time. So maybe people know something that we don't know. I thought that only, older folks were getting sick from it, and children and stuff like that. But even that is, losing anybody, isn't good. But I thought it was people that kind of had weaker immune systems. But now it's starting to make sense, because even if I was to carry the virus and I was strong enough to handle it, I wouldn't want to pass it along to my dad, And so, I don't know. I'm really, to be honest with you, I'm very sad. I really am. I saw Steve Goggins squat 1,100 pounds, the first 1,100 pound squat I ever saw. The first 1,100 pound squat ever done, by the way. All-time world record at the time in a 242 pound weight class. And that forever moved me. That forever changed me. That was a big deal for me. And I was already into powerlifting at the time, because I started when I was really young, but that lift in particular really sparked something in me. And I saw that at the Arnold Sports Festival. Back then it was called the Arnold Classic. And it's just sad, man. It just sucks. I love going there. I love seeing people. I love meeting people. I love running into y'all. It's just an absolute blast every single year. It's fun. And at times it can be kind of tiring. I hear a lot of people in the industry going, "Oh man, I'm so exhausted." But I bet you those same people that have been saying that for years are now going to say, "Man, I wish I had the opportunity to be exhausted from all those fans." Yeah, man, I'm kind of at a loss for words. Sad just in the sense that I'm used to going there. I have a lot of fun when I go there, and what I love more than anything about being part of this fitness community is the stories that I hear from you guys and you girls. That's my favorite thing. It's not, I love lifting the heavy weights. I love getting lean. I love getting in shape. I like the discipline of the diet. I like the discipline of the training. I like hearing, I like getting pats on the back, and I like people telling me I'm a motivator and I inspire them. And I'm their mentor. I'm like their dad. I'm this, I'm that. You know, I really do. I enjoy all that. I'd be lying if I told you that I didn't like that. I'd be lying if I told you I didn't like the likes on Instagram and the comments on Instagram and the likes and the comments on YouTube. I love them. I really do. Who doesn't? And I'm bothered by when I get negative ones. But the reason why I'm in this, the reason why I make these videos, the reason why I'm so into this stuff is because of the stories that I hear from you guys about how you turned your own life around, how something I said triggered something in you that turned on your internal motivation, that turned on your ideas about yourself, that changed your perspective of the wording and the dialogue and the language that you use about yourself to turn yourself into something great. I love that because I believe everyone has greatness inside them. I believe that everyone possesses the ability to be better than they were yesterday. Everyone possesses the ability to be stronger. Everyone possesses the ability to be smarter. And I or no one else in this world can put a limit on what you can know, learn, and do. No one can tell you that. Not a scientist, not a doctor, not a proctologist, not a gynecologist, not a surgeon, not a mechanic. Nobody. Nobody can tell you anything about any of that shit. Because nobody knows what you can learn and know. And so, like, I miss that side of it. I miss the interaction with the fans. I really do. That's going to be very, very much missed. But 855 Riverside Parkway, from 9 o'clock until 1 o'clock, my gym, Super Training Gym in West Sacramento, is wide open. It's free. Anyone that wants to show up, come on out. I don't care if there's 100 people in there this weekend. Bring it on, okay? I'm dead serious about it. The gym's free. All you got to do is sign a waiver, and I just don't want you wearing other people's bullshit in my gym. That's it. That's the only rules. Anyway, heading home, had a couple great meals at In-N-Out Burger and Five Guys, slapped them together. Something no one has ever done in the history of histories. Something that no one has ever seen the likes of. I don't think anybody's going to be able to duplicate it ever again. But I took an In-N-Out Burger, I took a Five Guys burger, and I freaking spliced them together, and I freaking ate them. And it was unbelievable. You know, why choose? I put up a post, you know, on Instagram about, you know, which one is better. And then it's like, yeah, why choose? You like blondes better or brunettes? Why choose? Just have both, right? Well, except for me, because I'm married, right? Well, I guess even with me, I could have both, because my wife is a bottle blonde, right? She dyes her hair, so I could have a blonde, you know, 1 week, and 2 months later I could have a brunette, and I can go back and forth, right? Anyway, I'm going to stop in at Nugget, our local grocery store, probably grab some yogurt, some burgers, and things like that for the fam. And, man, sad, disappointed, a little bit mad, but also internalizing it and working on interpreting it. And the way I'm interpreting this is all things are meant to go the way they're meant to go. This is the way it was supposed to happen. And so, therefore, this is the way it's going to be. And I don't have a problem with that. I'm at peace with that. I feel comfortable with that. I'm not going to make a bigger deal of it than it is. It's just an unfortunate situation, an interesting one at that. And hopefully it was a move that helped make a lot of people safer. I don't really know. But these people that are bashing the decision, I'm not a fan of that either. Because we don't know. You don't know. It's easy to sit there and talk shit, you know, but the truth is you don't know. Well-meaning people used to think the earth was flat. Right? All the best scientists in the world used to think that. Now they think differently. So, something to think about. Anyway, going to grab some food, go home, cook her up, and kind of reload. I also had another thing happen to me today. I had a couple things happen over the last couple of days. Have been really tough, actually. Chris Griffin, who's been part of our media staff for a long time, you know, one, he got into a car accident, which absolutely sucks, but he's okay. At least preliminary information I have, he's okay, which, you know, I'm very concerned and can't wait to hear back from him to hear how he's truly doing. But it sounds like he's all right. another thing that happened is Chris Griffin is leaving us. He's moving to Los Angeles, and he's going to take a different job position down in Los Angeles. And then on top of that, when it rains, it pours, right? On top of that, Josh Kim, one of our digital media marketing people who absolutely destroys it on the back end of our website with a lot of the different stuff that he does. If you guys are well versed in that, or know someone who's well versed in that, and you want a job at Super Training Gym, we will put you through the ringer. Hit up Steven at markbellslingshot.com. Steven at markbellslingshot.com, and you can send a resume to him, and we can start to look into you and see what's going on. But Josh Kim was a real sharpshooter. He'll be tough to replace. He's with us for like another month or so. But man, it's not going to be easy, It's going to be really, really hard to see him go. It really, really will. So that's going to suck. It's going to hurt too from a friendship perspective. He's a good friend, somebody I got close to. Getting close to the employees is always kind of a weird thing, a fine line, but some people don't believe in it, but I think it's bullshit. I think that you should be close to your... It depends on the business, right? But in this business that I'm in and the business that I own, that's what I like to do. I like to be close to my employees. I like to, they say don't mix like business and pleasure together. I mix them together. I break some of the rules. It's my business. I'm going to do what I want with it and run it as I see fit. And I love treating people as individuals. And I love the time that I have with each employee that I have. I cherish it. I respect it. And, Josh and Chris needed to move on and do things that are right for them. That's what this is all about. This is how I mentor people. And, I'm going to have a lot more people leave me because I'm giving them some tools so that they can go out and do their own thing, so they can go out and be stronger. And I couldn't be more proud of both of them. So, again, it's, you run into these situations where you're like, that really sucks. But, there's always a brighter side to it, and that's the way I choose to live my life. I think I may have shared this out with you guys before, and it's on a recent podcast. I want you guys to know and understand and believe in this. Nobody can, no one can dictate how you feel. No one can make you feel any which way. You may get sad because the way you internalize something that something said to you, but they didn't make you sad. Your interpretation of it made you sad. If somebody said you're a drunken piece of shit and you cried from it, that's the way that you internalize that. When you could have also internalized it and said, wow, that is really far from the truth because I don't really even drink that often. I think I was only drunk in front of that person once, and they have a wild misunderstanding of me. That's kind of interesting. That's kind of funny, right? You can interpret it whatever way you want. And so that's what life's all about, is interpreting things, solving problems. How do you solve the problem? Okay, Josh is going to leave. He has a strong skill set. Chris is going to leave. Chris has a strong skill set as a filmmaker and editor. So again, if you're a filmmaker or editor as well, there's a position right there for you. You want to come work for Slingshot and be at Slingshot World headquarters. Maybe you can work for us remotely with the digital marketing stuff. I'm not sure. Back end of the website stuff, coding, that kind of shit. I don't know exactly everything that he did, but he did a lot. Then you can hit up Steven at markbellslingshot.com. But, don't say, hey, man, I want a job. I heard you're hiring, because that's not what it's about. We're looking for professionals. We're looking for sharpshooters. So send over a real email and say, hey, I'm wondering if you're interested in my resume. Blah, blah, blah. I did A, I did B, I did C, and I think that I'd be a perfect fit for your company. All right? You got it? Time to shop. All right, cooking up some more burgers. These are Piedmontese little sliders. I got some New York strips going on over here too. Yummy. Gonna eat these guys up while I'm waiting for that to get done.